All right, welcome in. It is a brand new edition of the RSL Show. I'm Alex Napoles. That's Josh Clark. He's Carson Lantz, and we're here to bring you the latest and the greatest with Real Salt Lake. The greatest is that it is Messi week. Inter Miami and Lionel Messi are coming to America First Field. They'll take on Real Salt Lake on Wednesday night. But first, we have to talk about and we have to break down a massive win at home against San Diego, a 4-2 win for Real Salt Lake, and probably one of the best first halves I've ever seen from the attacking side of things for Real Salt Lake.
Our attack is just gorgeous, is it not?
It's very fun to watch.
It's not to compare it against like the Chicho era, right? But like all four are contributing.
Yes.
Where, during the Chicho era, it was mainly Chicho, right? Like there is a unit in the front in the offense of this team. And it's not just the four, right? You still have Victor on the bench. You still have Aiden on the bench. I mean, it's stacked, bro. And it all works.
Yeah, I think you always want to compare it to the Chicho era. And I think that's probably the downfall of like comparing our attackers is probably trying to compare it to the Chicho era. But I mean, we look great right now.
We
look great.
Sergi keeps this up, dude.
The vibes are high.
It's going to be the Sergi era, and it's going to replace the Chicho era.
Yeah, and the vibes are high right now. Like,
it's so good.
We got a nice team. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we would have thought. I'm gonna be like, I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, I was just thinking about past podcasts as we recorded. I'm like, we said a lot in the off season, and we're like, we're gonna do it 10 games. I'm like, I don't.
To be fair, though, like looking at it on paper before the season started, it was worrisome, right?
Yeah,
you can't look at me dead in the eyes and go, at the beginning of the year, I knew Sergi was going to be as good as he is. You would be a liar, right? So, but just comparing, Forster Ajago to Sergi right now, like, had someone said Sergi could be in the lead for Golden Boot, I'd be like, okay, it's more realistic now, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is true. Last season, you relied on Forster Ajago, you relied on Willie Gata, you relied on Ari Piol, and
night and day.
This year you have Victor and Sergi, and I mean we still really. I mean he had the equalizer against San Diego, but we really haven't seen Victor at 100%. Nor have we seen him gone. A start. He hasn't started yet, right?
No,
he hasn't got a start yet. And so I mean you still have like a really big and important option coming off the bench, but your leading goal scorer is Trialist 22, man.
Right. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Super draft pick. Here we are, man.
You know what that makes me think, though, is so we didn't draft Sergi this year's draft. We drafted him last year's draft, and then he went back to college for a year. It makes me think that maybe he was supposed to be like maybe the third striker, second striker, and then he was like, you know what, I want to go back to college for another year. And then maybe like Kurt Schmidt and co were like, okay, I know this guy, Forster Ajago. Let's get him in. Let's get Willie Agata in.
I don't think so, because if I remember correctly, if my timeline isn't messed up, Ajago was picked up via either the re-entry draft.
Re-entry or waivers, yeah.
Yeah, which comes before the super draft.
And then Agata came after a dude from Portugal.
And then Agata came after the Bosniak fell through.
Oh, dude, I wonder what we would be like right now if that Bosniak went through.
Well, you wouldn't have Victor.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't have Victor. You know what? Maybe it didn't happen for a good reason.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, look at us now.
I think you're seeing why that reason is because you were supposed to get Victor Olatunji in here. You were supposed to get Sergi Solans in here, and now. Again, Sergi Solans, your leading goal scorer for the campaign. 7 games into the season.
I just always have this looming fear that it's all going to come crashing down. I'll probably have that until we lift the MLS Cup, but
it could. It can.
I
don't want to get like too negative because I'm feeling really, really positive about Real Salt Lake.
But it's always in the back of my mind, right? Like, when's the wheel's going to fall off?
It's lingering there. Like, how long are the Millers willing to wait to move on from somebody like Diego Luna? How long is the Millers waiting to move on from somebody like Xavier Gozo, who have been instrumental to this team and their success. It's going to happen. They're going to move. They're going to be sold. It's just a matter of when is that boot going to fall, and can Real Salt continue to be as prolific as they are now with those guys out of the lineup.
Or historically, when we've had a long summer break, we've come back and looked horrible. And that what do we have this summer?
Of course.
A long summer break, right?
You just had to bring it up.
But it's always in the back of my head where it's like, things are great now. Are they going to continue to be great?
And I think that's honestly, where I think that's where Pablo is tested, right?
Right.
As Pablo Mastroeni is tested, because obviously there's still a lot that can happen in the summer. There's still a lot that can happen with player movement, but it's up to Pablo and it's up to this coaching staff to make sure that you can carry that over into the back half of the season after this prolonged World Cup break.
Right. And that's always been one of the biggest knocks on Pablo is when the wheels do start to fall off, the adjustments don't come.
You either start off really, really good and finish poorly, or you start off poorly and you finish really good. There's no in between. The
habit of letting guys that are in poor form keep playing in hopes that their form comes back instead of rotating them out and sitting them. It's
like
a thing.
Yeah, like I want to say like Emeka Nelly comes back, he maybe has a couple off the bench appearances and has done really well, but are you going to bench Noel Caliscan?
Right.
Like that's where I can see a situation like that coming.
Where are we at with Noel Caliscan, by the way?
He's
doing good.
He's doing okay.
He's doing good.
He's improved since the first couple of games, but
still goes to ground a little bit too easily. And I'm really worried about a very high level attack against him. Right? You got that test coming up this week.
We're gonna find out a lot about Noel Caliscan on Wednesday.
I think we'll find out about a lot of guys on.
Absolutely.
Like, are you going to crumble because you're playing against your favorite player, or are you going to flip a switch and say, I'm playing my favorite player right now, playing against one of the greatest of all time. I'm going to show the world what I'm made of.
You know who's going to do that? Who I have the biggest hopes in, like, really showing out on Wednesday?
What?
Is that Gozo?
It's going to be Gozo.
Oh, yeah.
He seems like a mentality beast. So
he is a mentality beast.
Yeah,
and he'll run his mouth, and I absolutely love him.
He's got his family in the stadium and everything. He's playing in his home state, man. He has
everything to play for.
Yeah, he has the state of Utah backing him up.
RSL San Diego, 4-2 win. Starting lineup unchanged. Not surprising, but kind of surprising, right? After the prolonged break,
it was slightly changed.
No, it was unchanged.
Well, until Philip Quinton.
Oh, you know what? Forgot about Quinton. You're right.
But it was initially unchanged.
It was initially unchanged. I totally forgot that Philip Quinton went through warm-ups, got picked up a knock through warm-ups. There had to be a last-minute change to the starting 11 where DeAndre Yedlin slips in alongside Justin Glad and Lucas Engel. The good news is Achilles is okay. And so we hope Quinton is speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
Especially because I thought honestly, man, as far as what he was bringing to the attack, he was doing a pretty good job.
I mean, 2 assists.
He was doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. Can't be mad at Philip Quinton this year.
And I totally forgot that Quinton wasn't in the 11 because DeAndre Edlin came in and had his best game in an RSL kit.
Outside of the first goal, yeah.
Outside of the goal.
He got absolutely torched.
Yeah. But, I mean, same thing. He was pushing forward and doing a lot of great things in the attack.
Sure.
As was just about everybody on the pitch on Saturday night. Rafa Cabral in goal. Yedlin, Glad, Engel, Gozo, Catranis. Still no Sanabria. Word is
training today.
Yeah. Word was that he arrived Friday, hadn't trained yet, and that's why he was not available. They are anticipating him to be ready to roll for Wednesday night against Inter Miami.
Oh, he's going to be key on the field against
absolutely
Inter Miami. Yes,
yeah, he's gonna be wanting Inter Miami. Like the way Inter Miami sees the way he plays, they're gonna be like,
we want him.
They're gonna throw us like 10 mil for him. I guarantee you.
Noel Caliscan, Stein Spearings, Morgan Giavogi, Diego Luna, and Sergi Solans rounds up your starting 11. Love the vote of confidence in Sergi to continue to be the starter. This is probably the only place where I thought you would see the change. I thought you would finally see Victor getting a start, but instead, again, goes with Sergi Solans, and Sergi Solans says, look, you made the right decision. Real Lake probably should have been up 4-0 at the half.
100%.
Well, I mean, they were.
Yeah.
But it should have been
up 6.
It should have been more, is what I'm trying to say.
Sergi was so close to a hat trick on multiple occasions.
Again, that's back-to-back weeks where Sergi Solans that's back-to-back weeks where he has chances at a first-half hat trick, man.
It's so sick. We're spoiled right now. Like, when was the last time? I'm more stoked on Sergi than I was for Chicho, right? Like, I feel like he's contributing so much more than Chicho ever did.
Maybe like
a bold statement.
Chicho was great.
Maybe locker room wise, just like team morale wise, they maybe
even just on the field though, right? Because his work rate offensively and defensively.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying.
Where you can give the edge to Solans is on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah,
he has a great work weight.
As far as pressing, as far as coming back into the midfield and supporting the midfield to defend. You didn't say that a lot from Chicho. Maybe you did in the first, couple minutes and very selective. Selectively, but Sergi has gone the entire 77 minutes he was on the pitch this Saturday. I didn't see him stop once.
No. Honestly, I know we talk about a lot about Luna and Gozo moving on. It's not, if he keeps this up, he's going to be added to that list of targets for other teams, man. Like,
oh yeah,
you can't ignore what he's doing right now.
Do you know the reason why he didn't stay in Spain?
No, I'm not.
Because he tore his ACL,
and
they kind of didn't help his case to get a first team contract with Girona. So I mean, like Girona hasn't been a team that's shy to bring guys from MLS. Like they brought in Tati Castellanos from is that how you say his name, from
New York
City FC, and he's doing pretty good in Europe now too. So it's like you got a academy guy. You know how like La Liga loves bringing in Spanish players. So
how is Tati doing in the Prem? I haven't been keeping up. I don't think he's been doing great. I know he was. Well, I think he's on loan from. Did they buy him? Because he was at Lazio last, right? Yeah, he West Ham bought him, and now he might be going down to the Championship. 4 goals for West Ham. Anyway, if he has 10 goals by the summer, which is very possible. I mean, he's already sitting at 5. I think that there needs to be a serious conversation about him possibly moving on.
Yeah, if not this year, next.
Absolutely.
Right. And then this is a guy that I really, really, really hope to continue this form, right?
Yeah.
Not like a Rubio Rubin situation where he has his couple games and then disappears. Like, it would be incredible to see this guy turn into something huge.
I think in this game, by far, Real Salt Lake were the better team. And they were so opportunistic on mistakes. How many times did San Diego turn the ball over in their own defensive half?
Bro.
So much.
And how many of those led to phenomenal opportunities from Real Salt Lake?
Many.
Including the first one where the San Diego goalkeeper, I don't know what he was seeing. I don't know what he was looking at. Just completely misses Diego Luna standing right in front of him. Luna gets into the passing lane, and then, of course, it just ricochets off of Diego Luna into the back of the net. Within 4 minutes of this game starting, similar to what you saw last week against Sporting KC, and Real Salt Lake's up 1-0 at home.
Yeah, their goalkeeper situation is questionable at best. He looked right at Diego Luna, man.
Yeah. I know. He was staring right at him.
Looked right at him. And it wasn't just a glance. He looked right at him.
I know. It's I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just one of the worst goalkeeping mistakes I have possibly ever seen in my life. I know a lot of people were talking about the Donnarumma one against Arsenal, and like comparing those two. But this one from Fede whatever his name is, it's so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so much worse.
If this was Cabral or, McMath, I don't think we'd be flaming Cabral that hard because he had a good track record, right?
Yeah. I can see this from him, man, though.
But that was a very McMath thing to do. No disrespect, Zach, but like we saw some of that from you, right? Like,
yeah.
Hope retirement's going good for him, man.
I hope it's incredible.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing that really bit us a few years ago, where like silly mistakes like that, and it's biting San Diego hard.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't blame the kid though. He's a good goalie. I think he's the same age as Gavin Beavers.
Right, like he's young. You have to give him that, but if you
was the
want
first
to
signing
win,
ever in club's history.
If you want to win, though, you can't have that from your goalkeeping.
Oh no, yeah.
And that's twice in 2 weeks. Like, it's not good.
There's no way the riot was that intimidating. Come on now.
No, they were on the north side.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like South Goal shenanigans. You know what I mean?
Was he even in the sun? Was he looking in the sun?
No. He was looking to the east. If I was a San Diego FC podcast right now, you could not give me an excuse that I'd buy.
No, because he's staring right at Diego Luna.
He's looking right at him, dude.
I don't know why. I don't know what. It's such a horrible mistake.
But hey, I'll take it.
But yeah,
hey Luna, I heard people like saying that you're not going to make the World Cup squad, so here's a goal to.
Yeah, buddy, here you go. Stat pad a little bit.
Yeah.
Not even a minute later, who else? Diego Luna gets the ball out wide towards the top of the 18. He puts in a phenomenal cross right into the head of Sergi Solans. So Solans heads it into the bottom corner, sneaks it past Fede, and all of a sudden it's 2-0 RSL before you even get to the 7th minute of play.
You know what we've seen a lot of that we didn't see last year?
What's that?
Absolute class service into your striker.
Yes.
From multiple players.
I think we've had the conversation in the past before, Josh, where Rouse Lake had the tendency to just run it up the sideline, cross it, and hope for the best.
100%. This is deliberate service, though.
Run to the sideline, cross it in, hope for the best. But you're seeing beautiful pinpoint crosses from Sanabria, from Luna, from Gozo.
We're seeing, inside passes breaking the lines through the middle from our center backs. Right, we're multi-dimensional things. It's not one play that we just do over and over and over again and become what's the word I'm looking for? Predictable. Yeah.
Yep. Not only that too, but you got to give credit to guys like Sergi, guys like Morgan, who are getting into the box at the right spots too. Mm-hmm. Like it's not just about the service; it's about being on the same page. The guy seeing where you're going to be, making the right run into the right spot.
Yep.
You see that in the situation with Sergi with this goal. You see it on his second one as well. We'll get to a second one here in a second. But
how many times last year did we see like the cross come into the back post and the guys run into the near post?
Well, I remember.
You know what I mean?
Multiple times.
There's no one there.
Right.
Multiple times. And I remember specifically sitting through post-game press conferences last season where Pablo Mastroeni talked about it. It was like a weekly talking point of his of saying, we just need to get guys into the box.
Right.
We don't have the numbers in the box. We don't have the right people in the box. Like we just need to figure out how to get into the box and have bodies in front of goal to make it to create dangerous opportunities. You're seeing that now.
It's wonderful.
It's paying off. It's paying off, and this first Sergi goal, I think is a beautiful example of that.
And it's a cut and paste from like two of his other goals. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like a cut and paste of his goals.
Yeah,
a headward down towards the ground, right, away from the keeper. That's an impossible thing for the keeper to deal with, because then you get the bounce as well. Like,
hey, we're seeing a pure goal scorer right now, Josh.
100%.
I still think, I still think with Sergi, like he's 22, he's got to work on the one-on-one finishing, because that's also 2 weeks in a row where
he'd have 15 goals right now.
I know, man. I know he's had some beautiful one-on-one opportunities that he just can't put in, but he scores beautiful.
To be fair, he's also getting in that position though to score those, so he's getting the practice, right? He's outworked. He outran Dua.
Yeah.
He outran Dua in a one-on-one situation, right? He's got the speed too. So not only is he, destroying the air right now and controlling that, he can also get in behind. He's a nightmare for center backs.
Yeah. 7th minute, it's up 2-0. In the 13th, it's that opportunity that Josh you're talking about where he settles a ball to Luna inside the center circle, immediately makes the run in behind Dua. Dua's not tracking. Luna plays a ball in beautifully behind. He's one-on-one with Fede, and Fede ends up making the save. And so I think in those situations, like if he can work on that 1v1 finishing, if he can work on those situations and get that going,
he's gonna be so lethal.
Sky's the limit for this kid.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. What happens after that, Josh?
We don't hold a clean sheet, bro.
The one thing we want the most.
On the ensuing goal kick, Rouse Lake plays a ball in, whatever, ends up going out immediately after the save from Fede. In the ensuing goal kick that happens after that, San Diego play a ball out wide. They run it up that right sideline. And then Invartson gets in behind Yedlin and Justin Glad, and Invartson scores.
Yeah. Yedlin gets burned a little bit. Justin Glad has to move over to cover, leaving Invartson open. I do get it, right? We're playing a very risky game, and it's working out because we are scoring. But, man, I tell you, when we come up against a Vancouver again or an LAFC, a Chicago, Miami, even, like, if we really get into
San Jose as well.
Like a San Jose who we laughed at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Whoops. Right? Like,
whoops, indeed.
we're really going to have to clean that up if we actually want to win a trophy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Not every game you're going to be able to rely on outscoring the opponents. Like, there is going to be better defenses that you're going to face. There is going to be a defense like LA Galaxy, who up until that San Jose game had conceded no goals.
LAFC, yeah,
all season long.
Yep.
Like, there are going to be those games, and there are going to be those moments where you're going to need to figure out how to stop them from scoring on you while you struggle to score on them because of how good their defense is. This defense needs to be cleaned up.
Yep.
And I know the last time we recorded, there was people talking about, I don't care about clean sheets. I don't like how can you complain when they're playing this well?
You'll complain once you play them.
It's because Real Slate got +3 this weekend. They got 3 points and went down in the standings because their goal differential is not good.
Yep. It makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Massive difference.
You're telling me that Real Slate won a game and went down because they conceded too many goals.
We also have to remember Cabral is still making incredible saves keeping us in these games.
Oh, yeah.
He's still standing on his head at times. That's not sustainable, man.
Nope.
So it needs to be cleaned up.
I'm hoping once Arias and we say it every week. But now that Yedlin 2 is back into the lineup, that something gets figured out.
Yeah, or summertime comes and
because again, outside of the first goal from San Diego, I thought Yedlin played fantastic.
Yeah,
and maybe he just needed a couple 20 minutes under his belt after being injured to get it going.
To be fair to Yedlin, right, he has not played.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And he wasn't expecting to play.
Right. So I'm not mad at Yedlin. Right.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my god. Already, we just scored. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally within minutes.
I don't think that's too much. I don't think that's too much to ask for to want your team to play defense. But I think definitely having Yedlin back in the starting lineup, I think they looked a little different than when he wasn't in the starting lineup. So
I think it definitely helped the attack.
Yeah, but I mean, I like maybe we need to put Sam Junqua back there for a game, see how he does with Glad and Yedlin, and keep switching it up from there. I mean, we have options. We just need our options to get fit.
Right. I will be nice this time. I know I'm an Engel hater, but this probably, in my opinion, was his best game.
Yeah.
There are only a couple turnovers, right?
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
How about Morgan Giavogi, man?
Dude, I absolutely love him. Right now, it's so crazy because usually there's like one player that we're gushing about. I could gush about so many players right now. And I'm so stoked he finally got his goal and almost had a brace.
Name somebody in the, name somebody in the starting 5 or 4 up top, however many players you want to look at it. You can gush about just about every one of them.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
Just about.
Sanabria, Gozo, Giavogi, Salans.
Haven't seen enough of Victor, but I love him. So
Luna.
Yeah.
Luna.
Moon.
Just kidding. It's jokes, guys.
Gozo.
Bro.
Gets a ball out wide.
He is such a dog.
Remember a couple minutes ago when Josh was like, our services are like good services? How about Gozo? Putting a beauty into Sergi, and Sergi uses his head to put it over Fede, and it's 3-1 before the halftime break.
But think about it. You got Luna putting in dimes. You got Giavogi putting in dimes. You got Gozo putting in dimes. You have Catranis putting in dimes. You have Sanabria putting in dimes. You have your center backs playing through balls that are just destroying. It's crazy where the services come from.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
I'll give the props for this formation change, right? The staff gets props. It's working.
It's worked wonders. It's worked wonders, and they've brought in the right guys to get the best out of those positions. Right. I don't think you're as successful right now without Morgan getting added to this team. I don't think you're as successful with this formation without Sanabria getting added to this team. Yeah. Although the bench players who were your starters last season, who did their jobs, did really well, are now coming off the bench and continuing to be as well. And it's elevating the squad so much. Look at Catranis.
Actual depth. Weird.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Catranis is a perfect example.
Right. And another big change, right? If they hadn't shifted Gozo to right wing back, Gozo wouldn't be on the field with all these guys either.
Nope.
Right?
I wonder how much different it would look with DeAndre and Marchik as your right wing back rather than Gozo.
I think it would look a lot different.
A lot slower, I feel like.
Because we haven't seen Gozo even take a minute off.
No. Nor should he.
I don't think he's been subbed off any of these games. I thought for sure this one with the Wednesday game coming up, we'd see Gozo come out, but even this one, Pablo Mastroeni sticks with his guy.
Yeah, he should.
He's young and energetic.
He can go. He has the engine. Let him run it.
Yeah. He's earned it. He's absolutely earned it. Gozo gets the assist. RSL's up 3-1. Morgan Giavogi has a couple of more opportunities. Before he finally puts one into the back of the net. Sergi sitting on a potential hat trick, tees it up to Morgan. Maybe Ted offside. Maybe.
I was actually really surprised. I believe I texted you guys and said, I hope they don't call that back.
I think so, yeah.
I'm a little shocked they didn't.
Maybe
they saw your text, Josh.
Just a little bit outside.
When the player's looking back at the linesman to see if the flag goes up before he celebrates with his family, like, yeah,
Yeah, I think he already knows,
Yeah, that one was, you'll take it. Obviously, as if you're an RSL fan, you'll absolutely take it, especially since it's Morgan's first ever goal with Real Salt Lake. I love that Sergi tees him up again. Sergi sitting on the hat trick. Yeah, has the chance to get his first career hat trick, and instead it gives it to Giavogi, who I think really, really needed that goal. And Real Salt Lake head into the breakup 4-1.
Yeah, I think Giavogi, now that he's gotten that, elephant off his shoulders or whatever you say.
Yeah,
I'm hoping those floodgates open now, and we really start to see something from. I mean, we've seen plenty from him, like we talked about last week. I absolutely love him, but I think he has the potential to be something really special, right? And I would love to go back to all those fans in France and go, you know what I mean? Thank you. I know you wanted him off your team, but we appreciate him.
What happened 4 minutes into the second half, man? Using that confidence.
Is that the one off the post?
Has another one that comes off the post, man.
I was so close to a brace. That was so close, man. Oh my Lord.
Phenomenal setup again by Rouse Lake, which starts with Giavogi. Giavogi plays it out wide to Gozo. Excuse me. Gozo sees Giavogi running into the box all by himself, unmarked, gets it back to Giavogi. Giavogi gets off a phenomenal shot, but just very, very unlucky that it comes off the inside of the post and bounces back out.
But it's the wrong bounce too.
Yes.
Because it just bounces and sits right in front of the goal line instead of spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Very unlucky.
Yep.
Like I said, the confidence is there now.
That close to having a second, man. With I got moments after you start the second half. Like this is only 4 minutes. 4 minutes into the second half.
So good, man.
Such a fresher breath air, like the way this team is playing right now.
Yeah, man.
We don't have to worry about the attack, but
now we have to worry about the other.
Yeah, now we have to worry about.
It's always one thing.
Just clean it up. Just clean it up.
At least we're scoring goals, though. That's what
that's true.
What the game is about, man. You know, we want to see goals and
or
defense wins championships. Defense wins championships.
Yeah, exactly. Though, so now we need to get the defense locked down.
I know that there's a bunch of media members who hold this over Pablo Mastroeni's head, but a couple. No, it was last year. I want to say it was last year. Mastroeni said in a post-game press conference that he wants every game to end 1-0 because then that way he did his job and all the players did their job.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, yeah.
And he's not wrong, man. I want to see 1-0 every game. Give me all the defense. You just need the one opportunity. You just need the one goal.
See, I would rather 4-0. I want a little bit of breathing room.
That's true. That's true.
I don't want every game to be a heart attack.
That's true. He has walked back those comments and he said, I do. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. I get where he's coming from, right? It's a nice analogy, but it's not reality.
Right.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to focus on this San Diego game is the sequence that happens in the 62nd minute.
Not a pen.
No, absolutely not a pen. No.
The fact that this wasn't reviewed pisses me off.
Are you surprised though?
No, Ishmael Elfaf. No.
Exactly.
Well, he's a good ref though. He's actually a pretty good ref. Though.
He's really not.
He's pretty terrible.
But honestly, I think he's probably our best ref in the MLS.
He's touted as one of the best, but the reality is if he's one of your best, then you have a problem.
Yep.
Because he's not very good.
Well, he hasn't been really very bad for RSL games though.
Not in the recent years, but going back to the Petke Freddy Juarez era, he was terrible for RSL. If you are consistently featured on Andrew Wiebe's instant replay segment as someone who makes a decision, you're not a good ref. Yep.
Yeah,
and LFF is in those videos all the freaking time.
I have to wonder if there had to have been discussion to review it, right?
I am curious. I'll keep an eye out for those pro videos that they release about situations like this, because the pro ones. So Andrew Wiebe's, they're fun, but they don't really give you any insight.
Right.
They're just content that MLS needs to put out and get people mad for no reason. But pro does the same thing where they have a spokesperson essentially come out and give in-depth analysis about certain decisions and actually lets you listen into the booth and lets you listen into the VAR room. I'm going to keep an eye out for that video and see if this scenario pops up in there this upcoming week, because I would be very curious to hear the conversations. I don't know if it will, but I want to hear what was said.
There were two things they needed to look at, and that's my issue.
Yes.
Yeah. There was the foul on Yedlin, right, which should have stopped the play.
Yeah.
And then Dreyer initiates the contact on Glad.
Yes.
And then flops, right? Yes. I get it. Your team got eliminated from the World Cup and you're probably going to have a crappy rest of your year. You don't need a flop in the box, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at him for it, right? That's what you're supposed to do, right? Draw the pen. But this should have been reviewed.
Yeah.
If anything, for the foul on Yedlin.
Yeah. That was really... That's just one of those calls where you're just are you serious? You're trying to let the other team get back into this. You don't want this to be.
That's what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
Kind of what it felt like.
Because I would have been much happier with a 4-1 win.
And I hate when refs do that. Refs do that all the time in today's game where just like any little thing, they'll try to help a team that's already in their butt whooped. A goal just to help them get back into the game a little bit.
Or if you know a certain player with the number 10 and a pink jersey's on the field, right? Like,
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Who's reffing that game, by the way? Do we know who he's reffing?
It's probably going to be a brand new ref.
It better not be.
First game.
Oh, it better not be.
Watch it be that one Utah ref. What's his name?
Oh,
He's
dude,
bald.
Alan Chapman.
Yeah, watch it be Chapman, man.
Was he still reffing?
I don't think so.
I think he's like
I think his wife
officiating.
is, right?
I can't remember.
Christina Chapman or something.
I can't remember.
Anyway,
Hey, good for them.
I have a fun story about them for off the show.
I
Their
think
family very uncomfortable one year in Section 35.
Oh,
Didn't know they were sitting
Yeah,
there.
they live where I live. They live in American Fork.
Yeah, well, they should move out of state anyway,
I think
or just stop being the official for the Real Salt Lake. Like that just shouldn't be a thing. Anyway,
I think it was a clear foul on Yedlin. I'm disappointed that no foul was called there after Real Salt Lake, has a player go down near their 18 and San Diego immediately wins the ball back and Yedlin's on the ground or whatever. I thought it was a clear foul. Morgan comes in a little bit late, goes through Yedlin. Clear dive. You can't convince me otherwise. Clear dive. Dreyer forces the contact. I am genuinely shocked that this wasn't looked at even more. And that's all I'll say.
That's a World Cup ref, by the way. That guy's gonna be refing in the World Cup, and that's ridiculous.
Yep.
Or just that VAR staff should be questioned because, like, what I mean, obviously, San Diego's losing 4-1, but just little decisions like that help teams get back into games. Little momentum like that, and that's not fair.
yeah, it's
You got to be reviewing it.
You don't get a free goal. Yeah.
RSL takes their foot off the gas a little bit. There's not as many clear-cut opportunities late in the game. RSL's at one point holding on defensively, which I thought they did a pretty good job of ultimately. And they hold on and they move on with a 4-2 win over San Diego.
How about that Cabral save at the whistle?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. We need to bring that up.
What a save, man.
San Diego gets a flurry of corners there at the very, very, very end. Set piece defending still scares me more than anything about this. Still
like
scares
set
me.
piece anxiety.
There is a player, I can't remember who the player was off the top of my head, but there's a San Diego player at the back post all by himself. Should have had a third, but Diego Cabral, Rafa Cabral denies San Diego at the death.
That's glorious. What a way to end the game.
Rafa Cabral is amazing, man.
I'm really gonna miss when he's gone.
I know.
That's gonna be a hard one to replace. Just like Nick was hard to replace, right? Like,
Took a second.
How long did it take? Okay, yeah, I guess it did take a second. Never mind.
Did they immediately go into McMath after
they
Romano
went into
went?
Ochoa.
No, McMath.
Ochoa didn't start.
McMath started, then Ochoa came. McMath came back.
You know what? Good on McMath for sticking around, even like during all that Ochoa stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was clear that he was going to be the backup the second he was brought in, and then he just so happened to be made the starter because of what happened with David Ochoa.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we had Beavers in there for a minute rotating.
Yeah. And then when they both left, Cabral came.
Yep.
So, well, I guess McMath was injured for a year, but
yeah, he was out on injury or whatever. But
yeah, what a weekend in Major League Soccer! You have Toronto with a 3-3 draw against Austin FC. Montreal beating the New York Red Bulls 4-1. Just Montreal's second win of the season. Inter Miami with a 3-2 win over the Colorado Rapids. We'll get into that one more here in just a second. Nashville with a 2-0 win over Atlanta United. Cincinnati in a 3-3 draw against Chicago. New England with a 2-1 win over the Columbus Crew. Charlotte with a 2-1 win over New York City FC. Houston beats Orlando 1-0. Philadelphia with a 0-0 draw against DC United. Dallas and LA Galaxy battle out to a 2-2 draw. Minnesota gets the win at home against Portland, 2-0. RSL, of course, beating San Diego 4-2. Seattle with a 4-1 win over St. Louis City, and then a 4-1 win for the San Jose Earthquakes over
Ooh, what a thunk, man.
Yeah, I think it's time we take San Jose serious.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Seriously.
I didn't have high hopes for them at the beginning of the year, that's for sure. But
I said it last time we recorded, man. I still don't know how serious these guys are. I don't know how legit the San Jose team is. And then
it's a warning shot.
And then they go and do that at BMO. I mean, and I know like LAFC's coming off the CONCACAF game, but they didn't rotate. Like they still played a large chunk of their starters. Yeah. So whether fatigue played into it or whatever,
you gotta wonder if they're a little gassed.
You know,
they've been going full tilt for a minute.
Yeah, but I don't want to make excuses for LAFC. Like I actually want
you still have to take San Jose.
I think you're absolutely right. Like that is a warning shot to the rest of the league. Like, hey, we are serious.
Yep.
Massively.
And Vancouver's just been quietly good. I mean, they're good, but like they're just quiet.
Oh, I missed their Friday game. Sorry, they beat.
Right. Yeah, they're not a loud team. They do everything.
They're just good.
They just do what they've got to do. And I mean, they're not like the flashiest team, but they
just do it well, man.
Yeah,
I love the Whitecaps. Like I said before, if Real Salt Lake like vanished, obviously Vancouver is probably going to vanish first, but I would support them. Right?
Hey, save the Caps, Josh. Save the Caps.
Yeah, I haven't posted it. I haven't like put anything out there on social media. I've been meaning to like retweet and like jump in on this movement with the RSL Show page. But there is a link that has been created by the supporters of Vancouver begging ownership to save the Whitecaps.
Will you send that to me since I'm off social media? Sorry for those of you who listen that always DM'd me on Twitter. I'm just gone. You can DM the show though, and I'll probably reply. I got to log back in, but yeah, I didn't block you guys. You're not blocked. I just left social media for the most part. So if you're wondering, that's where I went.
Making your way off,
dude. I'm just riding off in the sunset. No, it's been. I'm gonna advocate for it though. It's been so good for my mentals just to not look at trash takes and put my own trash takes out there and have to defend them. Right? We've seen one of our. Never mind.
SaveTheCaps.com. That is SaveTheCaps.com. Go check them out. We're going to be more vocal about Vancouver staying in Vancouver. They have until the end of the year to figure out their stadium situation. They have until the end of the year to figure out where they're going to live for the foreseeable future. The ownership has been very quiet about everything, and supporters are fed up. Supporters are fed up with the way that the ownership has come out and has been silent about everything, and they're starting to save the Caps movement. And so we are here on the RSL Show. Support our all of our media friends over in Vancouver, and we are 100% on the Save the Caps train.
Yeah, just signed it. Honestly, the Vancouver away was one of the funnest away games I've ever been to, right? The fans there, they absolutely love it. It's a beautiful city. They deserve to have the team. No team outside of the Arizona Coyotes deserve to be ripped away from their fans, right? Like
no one wants to see a team in Sacramento. I'm gonna be straight
or Las Vegas or whatever. Or Las Vegas. We don't need another California team. We don't need
move
a Las
someone
Vegas
else.
team.
Don't move the Vancouver Whitecaps, man. I mean, I feel like
not only that,
around for a while.
Yeah, it's not just their MLS history. Like their MLS history is like relatively new. But they've been around forever, man.
Since the 70s, I think.
We don't need to lose. There's already only 3 Canada teams. We don't need to lose another Canada team unless we're trying to like. So what, are we going to move? Are we going to move Toronto FC? No.
I mean, if anyone in Canada deserves to get moved, it's Montreal.
Yeah, not Vancouver, and it's not the fans' fault either. They just have weird owners. Just sell the Ryan Reynolds already.
Right.
Come on.
Well, I sympathize with them though, because we've dealt with nothing but ownership change here in Salt Lake
Yeah.
City, right? Like, I sympathize with them. I know that fear.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And ever since the COVID season, right, when they were using America First Field as a temporary
Right.
home, like
Yeah.
I've had a soft spot for the Whitecaps since.
Yeah. we have that kinship now.
Yeah,
those,
exactly.
Those players, like having those players around, like, some guys are going to need haircuts and stuff. And, where I go get a haircut, I really like my barbershop. And a lot of those guys actually went to the same barber as me during COVID and helped those guys like keep a job during COVID.
They lived here for almost a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They planted a tree in front of our stadium as a thank you. Like,
that's so
they can't go. They can't go.
Save the Caps, man. I'm all in.
All right. Should we talk about Wednesday?
Vancouver in first, 21 points. San Jose second with 21 points. LAFC in third with 16. Seattle fourth with 16. RSL fifth with 16. Minnesota in sixth with 14. Dallas 7, 13. Colorado 8 with 12. And then San Diego in ninth with 11. Lionel Messi is coming to America First Fields. Inter Miami and Real Salt Lake will face off against each other Wednesday night. Per the grapevine, per Dax McCarty, he joined David James, had a chat with him a little bit earlier, and he said that because of all the turmoil that's happening in Miami right now, because of all this, everything that's happening with Mascherano and the coaches and all the rumors that are coming out about the fight in the locker room, Messi needs to make a statement, and he is going to play 90 on Wednesday.
I hope so. Otherwise, the fans are going to riot in the riot.
That's just the way that it is, because Miami rarely ever rotates. This season anyway. Messi has played 90 the entire season. Hasn't been subbed out once.
He's gonna get hurt, man.
And for him to sit out right now in a moment where the fans need some sort of message of unity, I don't think it'd be a good look. So no. So based off what Dax said with David James, I think he thinks Messi's going to go 90.
I could care less about Messi coming, right? I'm more concerned about Javi not being here and Santi not being here.
Yes,
that hurts me more, right? I care way more about that than Messi, and I know you can call me crazy, but that's just the way it is. I hope if it's true, because rumors are out there that they're no longer with the team, Santi stepped away, that is one thing that the Millers need to do. If they want to make these fans appreciate them and things right, they bring in Santi and they hire Javier Morales in any capacity. They bring them home. This club did them wrong. The fans haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten. It's time to make it right and atone for the sins of Deloy. Wow, bring him home. Bring him home. Let's start a website petition for that.
I'd be down.
Jason Christ.
Yeah.
Millers.
That'd be a great signing.
The rumor is out there. The rumors are circulating about what happened inside that Inter Miami locker room. I've seen reports about Javier Mascherano having it out with the front office because he didn't want Rodrigo de Paul, he didn't want Berterame, and they made those decisions without him.
He didn't want this super team being built like that way, right?
He probably just wanted his guys. He probably wanted young and up and coming players,
right? Which I don't blame him for.
The only winner from Mascherano leaving is Kermansky. That's really about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Because he was on loan, but now he has a way back.
That's interesting to hear that he didn't.
Well, I don't know because the person who made the decisions to send him out, the person who made the decisions to construct the roster, is now the guy who's acting as the head coach.
Oh,
so I don't know if that's true on the Kermansky side.
Seems messy, man.
Yeah,
Get it? No pun
intended. Seems messy. It's Inter Miami. No one knows what the heck they're doing.
So that's one of the rumors. That's one of the rumors that I've heard, that I've seen circulating out there is this big fallout with the front office, which in turn led to this massive fight in the locker room between the coaching staff and players. That also leads to the rumor that we've seen of Javier Morales, who was one of the coaches who have left with Javier Mascherano, who is one of those coaches that have put in their resignation, and he has moved on. With that too, Santi Morales, the rumor is out there that he is taking time away from Inter Miami and the team to figure it out. And I mean, from his Instagram story, it looks like he is not with the team at the moment.
Wow. Bring him home. Can you imagine, dude? Can you imagine?
That'd be so
I think,
sick.
you know what, man? Hear me out. Diego Luna's heir apparent, Santi Morales.
Santi Morales, dude.
I think that'd be fantastic.
I would cry real tears.
He's played national team games with guys on the roster. Hezar Khani, Xavier Gozo, Moisa.
I would cry real tears. I remember watching
is.
Santi run on the field as a child with his dad and kicking the ball around. Like,
yeah.
What a cool full circle moment that could be.
Absolutely. So if all this is true, if all this, if all this is what's happened and Morales is actually no longer with the team, Real Salt Lake do right by Javi. Bring him back.
We can dream.
Maybe come back.
Bring him back.
I'm really excited to see how our guys get up for this game, right? It's a big moment. It's not a big game per se, but it's a big moment. This is a lot of people's idol. Messi's out there,
And Suarez.
And I just hope he doesn't bite anybody.
He probably won't play much, but he's still there. He's still there.
But it's going to be really interesting to see, Stein Spearings go up against Messi. Noel Caliscan from Portland Timbers 2 is going to be playing against Lionel Messi.
Yeah, did you ever think that was going to happen?
He has a lot to prove. This could be the game that makes or breaks Noel Caliscan.
Diego Luna from Locomotive from the USL is also going to be playing him as well.
Yeah.
I'm excited for guys like Caliscan who weren't there last time around, and this is like their first time going against Messi. I'm excited for guys like Xavier Gozo who are in the same boat.
Can you show out?
It's probably a lot of these guys' first time playing Messi. Even like most of that roster, a lot of guys haven't even. Dude, imagine back in the day. Let's see what I'm trying to think of, like Borchers playing Luis Suarez. Like
Catranis.
A lot of these, yeah. Oh, Catranis versus okay.
Catranis wasn't there last time.
So like Victor going again, like even like Victor, he played at Sparta Prague, and he's probably played a couple guys like in Champions League, but like not a guy like Messi.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be a good game.
I just hope that really quickly the young guys like a Xavier Gozo can hurry up and get their feet under them and just treat it as another game.
Yep, seize the moment, save the glitter eyes for later,
Right? Because I thought when Rouse went to Miami and played,
should have beat him
and played Messi out there, I thought that they did a good job of handling that, right?
Same.
I thought they did a good job of handling. Okay, let's compare what we saw this past weekend from Colorado Rapids to what we saw, with Rouse Lake last time they played him.
Right.
This past weekend with Colorado Rapids, you can see these guys were respecting Messi way too much.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of space, a lot of time on the ball. They were more, it seemed like at times they were more interested in watching him be Messi than actually playing a regular season game.
Or, devil's advocate, if you breathe on Messi, the referee's blowing the whistle.
Oh, come on.
No, he's right. He's not wrong.
Especially around the 18th.
The head coach for Colorado. He was teed off.
I don't remember anything like that happening last time Rouse Lake played Messi played Inter Miami.
Right, but if you're constantly putting your body on Messi, they're gonna start blowing the whistle.
But I do remember Justin Glad making a massive goal line clearance off a free kick.
Yeah.
On Messi. And I remember Andrew Brody going absolutely viral for getting jumped over by Messi.
Right. You got clipped, man.
Yeah, I hope they just play it like any other game. They play him nice and physical, right? I'm not afraid of Miami's speed per se, right?
No, we have more speed.
If we can control the midfield and keep defense locked down a little bit, I think we could actually do some damage against Inter Miami. Genuinely, I'm not that impressed with Inter Miami.
No,
I'm not either, Josh, and I'll tell you why. Their defense this year has been atrocious.
Right.
Even more than Real Salt Lake's, man. I can't tell you how many times I've watched this Miami team play and how many times I've watched what's his face? Falcon 30, 40 yards away from the back line, and he's your center back. Like, he's supposed to be your guy.
Yeah.
And he is playing as high up as Lionel Messi, and then having to hurry up and track back, and you're at a disadvantage because your center backs are out of position.
Yeah, we'll take advantage of that every single day, three times on Saturday.
The amount of times that I saw that against Colorado this past weekend, the amount of times that I saw that against Austin when they opened up their stadium a couple weeks ago, like their defense is not very good.
No, like I said, I think outside of Lionel Messi, we pretty much outmatch Miami. But you can never count out the little magician guy. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely not.
And that's the scary part.
Absolutely not.
But I'm not going into this game thinking we're going to get throttled at all.
No, and I think that's a good way to approach it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to approach it. The last time they played, Messi did not score.
Right. So,
but
we'll see.
Taylor and Gomez did.
We'll see.
Gomez, by the way, who's having a phenomenal season at Brighton.
Yeah. Well, I think he just actually got hurt.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think this past weekend he got hurt.
I actually really like him.
I remember when I was going on Twitter or X not too long ago when Messi won. I mean, not Messi. We were talking about so much about Messi, now it's just in my brain. But when Diego Luna was going up against Gomez for, what was it, the under 22 player of the year or something, and I was like going on the internet having to like defend myself versus like Messi fans and Inter Miami fans that Luna deserved the award over him.
This is an absolute opportunity though for Luna to show what Luna can be.
Yeah.
If any of our players really want eyeballs on them, this is the time to get that spotlight. If you can outshine Messi while you play Messi, I'm just saying.
Everyone's gonna be a lot of people are gonna be watching this game. It's on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, there's nothing else on.
Yeah, nothing.
You play off hockey, but right, like
even just in the league or just around the country, people who like watching MLS, like this is the one game that's gonna be on for that night, and
this is a good time for RSL to make a name for themselves if they want to.
People saying Xavier Gozo should be called up to the national team for the World Cup, or like same thing with Diego Luna. Like this is a game where I guarantee you, honestly, dude. Imagine if Pochettino pops up for this game.
He might.
You got Diego Luna. I mean, he obviously likes Diego Luna. I think he's made that very well known. Going against someone probably very well, and Messi, and what is it better? You got like USA projects coming up with Hezerkani, Moisa, and Goza. Like that's a perfect game to go watch.
Or I don't know if I'm Poch. I go, how was playing against Luna, right?
Yeah.
Does he deserve a call up?
He's got his Argentine homies playing against Diego Luna.
He'll probably watch it on TV. I don't think he'll.
Yeah, he probably knowing that he probably won't. So,
but it's a fun thought, right? Like,
yeah,
there's a lot on the line outside of the 3 points.
Yeah. Another thing too that should be noted and that should be talked about before you take on Inter Miami and Lionel Messi this Wednesday. Yannick Bright, who has been one of their brighter players this season, their center holding mid alongside DePaul, got sent off against Colorado. So amidst the turmoil that you have inside the coaching staff and the coaching room, and all the coaches leaving for personal reasons, and all the reports coming out of fights inside the locker room, you have a player who has been sent off where the official says that there was racist slurs directed towards the Colorado Rapids player, and that's why he was sent off.
Yeah, it's not great. That happens a lot to Rapids players. You notice that?
Not a good look. Really? I haven't noticed it.
Like historically, that's happening a lot to Rapids players. I could be completely up in the night here, but
I can't remember any other.
Anyway, I can't think. Like point out any particulars, but my instinct says it happens a lot against Colorado. Anyway, yeah, man, it'll be a fun one. But I'm also excited for it to be like done and over with.
I don't think that locker room's in a really good spot right now.
No, it's prime opportunity for RSL to take advantage of a team.
Considering everything that's happening, and now considering the investigation that's probably happening into Bright and his situation this past weekend, phenomenal chance for Rouse Lake to be able to get one over Lionel Messi and Inter Miami. Predictions for the weekend, gentlemen?
I'm not going to make it.
Or I guess for the weekday.
5-3.
Ooh, wow.
5-3 RSL.
Despite all the turmoil and despite despite moving on from a coaching staff and despite everything that's happened, Inter Miami still have only lost one game.
That's crazy.
They're unbeaten since their opening day loss against LAFC, but they've only won 2 in the last month. So,
yeah, I think it's a good opportunity, man.
I don't dare make a prediction.
I don't either.
But history is on the line for Real Salt Lake. They can be off to a perfect start at America First Field for a perfect 5-for-5 for the first time ever.
That crowd's gonna be popping. Are you guys gonna be there?
I'm not. I wasn't gonna fork out that cash, dude.
I'll be there.
In this economy, bro, ain't no way.
Hey, Alex, we'll have to meet up then.
I'm buying a house. I gotta be careful, you know.
That's true.
bad.
That's true.
Priorities.
Priorities.
You should just get out of Utah, Josh. Come on, the housing market sucks here.
Whoa.
Can't leave Real Salt Lake, bro.
Yeah, he can't leave us.
Whatever.
He can't leave us. Don't convince him, Carson. Get out of here. Anything else you guys want to say? Anything else you guys want to add? Anything else you guys want to throw out before we wrap this one up?
Not soccer related, but how bad was them pulling Vamelka off last night? Oh my lord. That was a pretty good game, and I thought we performed very well. And that just like left a stain, dude.
I think it'll be a series.
Oh, for sure. We're not going to get swept.
Yeah, I think even if the Mammoth don't make it through, if they get to like a game 7 and they're freaking performing night in night out and playing hard and aggressive the way that they did yesterday, despite being out physicaled in the third period or whatever,
I do think for us to become like a real, and again, I'm not like a super hockey guy, I think we need at least one guy out there somewhere on the roster that can just lay people down. Right? Yeah. We're just not physical enough, and when we play a physical team, it really shows. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Mammoth.
Carson,
I watched the game last night too. So
Cooley, man, love that guy.
He's a dog, and like that, him and Gozo are a lot alike, right? Kind of small, very talented, but man, they bark. And I love it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't back down either.
Oh, yeah. That's going to do it for us here on the RSL Show. Don't forget to go like. Don't forget to go follow. Don't forget to go subscribe. Don't forget to go do what you have to do to follow the RSL Show for the best RSL content. And we'll talk to you guys next week after the Inter Miami and LA Galaxy game.